Hey, welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to be working on my wife's Jeep 2024 JL, and previously we had installed amp steps, but we're going to go over that and see why we're changing them out. I did go ahead and get her the XLs. This way it does provide a little bit of kind of like a rock on, but so what we're going to do today, we're going to use the existing wiring since it's all the same. The only thing we're going to change out is the steps itself, the brackets, and new motors. Pretty sure that they're all should be the same motor wise, but we're just going to change out the brackets and we'll go from there. I'll have everything out of the boxes, and then I'll bring you guys in closer. This way you see what kind of parts and accessories we're going to go with. Alright, so here's what everything looks like out of the packaging. I'll just give you the rundown on parts that come with it. We have 4 of these. These are the brackets that will actually get bolted to the Jeep itself. Those are, so it doesn't matter what side these go on. In the instructions, it will tell us what side is to what. They do a pretty good job on packaging. I don't see any damage on any of the parts yet. Not that you're really going to notice. These are going to go underneath the vehicle.
A few moments later.
These are going to be the brackets that go up front on passenger and driver side. I'll show you exactly where those go and why they go where they go. This is the motor. As I mentioned earlier, about a month ago, I put on the regular amp steps on my wife's Jeep, and that's the one motor. But I don't like it the way it looks, and neither does she. And we had discussed it, and we decided we'll just go with the XL steps, the same type that I have on my Ram 3500, but and the same type that I just installed on my Wrangler. So what I'll do is I'll go around and show you what the steps that she currently has and what the steps that I have on mine, and it's going to be the same exact kit that we're going to install on hers. So we get 2 motors. We get your linkages, 2 of these, which will be for the motors itself. They're going to go like that. Let's see. Wiring. So we're not going to use this, and I'll tell you why. Is because the wiring that came with these is the same wiring that I just installed less than a month ago for the other amp steps. So we're not going to be needing these. We're going to use the same wiring just to save us some time, and quite frankly it's kind of pointless to put new wiring in when it's the same and the other wiring is still new. Now if you're watching this, you might not be in the same scenario as I am as far as the wiring already being there, but I will go ahead and show you where the wiring goes, and maybe even link a video down below from Amp or Real Truck. Actually, that's where these came from, is Real Truck. They have a decent tutorial on the install. I'll link that video down below. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and install these. Finally! Packaging here. Actually, I don't need to get this out. This is the control module. There's already one in the Jeep. This is the tube they give you to fish out, or to fish the wires through. I don't use these. I'll show you what I use. That's a little easier for me. I just go to like your local hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, and I just get this. It's what electricians use. This one glows in the dark. That doesn't matter, but these are, to me, much easier. And pretty much run it through anywhere instead of using something small. And of course, the steps itself. Put these off to the side. And your rock guards. This is what the steps tuck into. Let me show you. Let me show you my Jeep, so you get an idea of what it looks like. We will be using the new hardware, though. The hardware is a little different than the first one. These are your light brackets. I'm not sure if we're going to be needing them for here. Spacers, passenger and front, or passenger and driver on the front, and zip ties, always nice to have. Let's clean this up a little bit, and I'll show you what we're working on. So these are the current steps on my wife's Jeep. Still made by Amp. We're just not fond of how they look. Now they still come down. They're still nice Jeep steps for the Jeep. It's just not, I guess, the looks of it is what we're after. So I did mention we have the wiring right here. This is the box. So instead of me pulling all this apart when it's already in, it doesn't make much sense. But I do have it run the box here. Have it run to the cable in the fuse box, and then I have it running all the way over there. And then this is the one wire right there, and then it's going through the firewall through the grommet. Now my Jeep, these are the steps that I installed. These are the XLs. These are what we're going to be installing on my wife's. So we have this right here, solid. I feel like these are, they come out a little bit more, I feel like. So when you do step on them, it's like you get a little bit more room for your feet. That's what it's going to look like. All right. So the first thing we're going to do before I get ahead of myself here. Come on, focusing, focus. We're gonna open up the doors. We're gonna let them come out. Then we're gonna disconnect the plug right here. Alright, that's not gonna work. I need them to stay down. So what we're gonna have to do is disconnect them from under the hood. Right from the box. That should make them stay down. Alright. Now that they're disconnected, it should just stay down when I close the door. Perfect. We'll disconnect this as well. Alright, what that's going to do is give me access to these two bolts right there and the two bolts right up there. That's where these steps go. You have your one bracket here towards the rear of the vehicle, then the motor linkage bracket right there, and that's where the motor hooks up to. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take those off first, and then once they're off, I'll bring you up closer again and show you exactly where the new steps are going to go. So basically what we did, the steps itself, there's two bolts that go into each one, which secures a step on top. They are, I'm trying to think what size these are. I'm using a 3/16. But it works. So now we have these are going to be they're gonna be a 5, size 5 to go into here, and then we're gonna take those off. So we have 2 here, and then I believe there's a 13 millimeter that goes underneath in the center. Let me go get my 13 extension, and I'll come right back.
A few moments later.
Alright, got my 13. Let me show you where exactly this bolt is. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. It's right in there. That's a 13. So let's go ahead and remove those. And then we'll remove the fronts. Got the 13s removed. I'm also going to disconnect the motor. Just took that wire up through there. Alright, so the only thing that's holding this in place now is the 2 bolts in the front. Let's go ahead and remove those. goes your, that's the light. All right, that's the first bracket. Now we're going to go ahead and move to the rear. So this one, we're going to remove the 13 under here, and then the 2 right there. Make sure you guys can see that. You guys are probably wondering why. Why don't you just go underneath and look? Well, can a guy just go under here and remove this bolt? No, he cannot. Why? Because it's set up differently. I'll show you what I mean. So, I wonder if it's gonna, the bolt that I need to get to, it is right there. And to get to that, I have to use an open end. So that's what we're gonna have to do. So let me grab a 13, and then we'll go underneath. Alright, we got the 13. This one is tricky. Alright, got that one out. Now we're just gonna do the front. There's a second bracket. You're just going to repeat the steps on the other side. All right, we are here on the passenger side, and let's go over and see what we got. All right. Now there's certain brackets that we're not going to, or certain parts, I should say, for instance, the linkage brackets, we're not going to tighten them up when we put them on, only because when we put the steps on, we're going to need them to have a little bit of play so we can line up the steps, the brackets that are in the steps. So let's go ahead, we'll mount this, and we'll move forward from there. Almost forgot the rear bolts or the nuts. Now these do help. It does help if you use your hand and then just hold the nut behind it. Not a whole lot of room back there. Once you got them in, go ahead and just tighten them up a little bit. These you can make tight, because this is what's going to hold on the top piece. Okay. Move on to the front. Now remember, the front is with the motor. We're going to repeat the same steps as we just did, like so. goes in. This way you got something to help you hold on. Now the front, we're going to use these washers or spacers, and basically they just go up in between. I'll show you real quick. So basically they're gonna go like that, and your 13 millimeter will go in there, and it'll look just like that. Something like that. The trick is find a hole back. Alright. I have to dive under. Verify that the spacer is still there, which it is. Up. Now over here, bring it real quick. There is a spot for right there. Another bolt goes through there, and then same on the rear. So that's what we need to do. Let's do that before. I'm trying to remember if we do that before or do we do it after. I wish there was a way we could find out. Oh, there is. Instructions. Alright. Okay, we got that, we did that. There it is. Right there. So, that's gonna be these long ones. And I'm not sure. Read the instructions on as far as the bolts or the nuts that we're going to use. these do fit. Okay. So it is a 13. Don't really understand the purpose of them. But anywho, let's go put these in. I wonder if they're going that way or the other way. Let's go check. Not sure. Don't remember. Can I see from here? No. Maybe from under here? Nope. Oh. So it goes from the outside in. Okay. Outside in. That's the way it goes. Did you see that? Take it. Like that. Easy peasy. Then what we would do. Don't drop it. All right. We just gotta do that on the other side. Now comes the fun part. Just put those rock glides on. Yay. Not really. First, we need more nuts. Now, the goal here is to align these two to those for the front and rear. That's the goal. Just gonna put you down real quick. It's not easy doing it with my hand. Now once you got it where you want it to, you can reposition it like so. Okay. All right. Before we do that, let's put the nuts on. Just hand tight for now. Hand tight. Just show you right here. 13 mil there. 13 millimeter here. And same right there. And right there. Don't tighten them yet. We still have to adjust this on where it's going to position. And once we figure that out, then we can go ahead and tighten it. So now where we have it stationed where we want it, there's really no way of there's no wrong way on doing this. It's just a preference on where you want it to line up. So I just had this line up with the rear fender. So now what we have to do is take our rear bracket and we're going to mount it right under there. So our provided bolts. So I get you guys better angle here. It's going to be in those two holes right there. There we go. Now, in the beginning of the video, I did mention these we're not going to fully tighten yet until we put the actual boards on. Do need a little bit of play in it to align the boards. Just enough play, and then jump on the other side. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a hole right there, and that's basically, this is going to go into that. It's not threaded. Then we have, let's see where to go, a spacer, and that's going to go in between. but we're not going to tighten that 100% yet either. But to get it started, now those little bolts are 10 mils. And the bigger ones that hold the brackets to the rail is 13 still. So what I like to do is get this started. Now if we were to tighten these, we wouldn't be able to fit this washer, the spacer in. So that's why you leave it like that. Get it started. And then we're not going to tighten that yet either, just so we have a little bit of wiggle room to put the steps on. When we do have the steps on, the manual suggests to tighten this enough where that spacer still spins freely on there. But let's move on to the front. And we're just going to repeat the steps over here. Remember, the motor goes towards the front of the vehicle. Let's get that started. Grab our 13. Just enough there. And we'll grab our 10 mil. Move those back some. Grab our washer, or spacer, I should say. Now, this 10 mil does thread into the bracket itself, the linkage. So just keep that in mind.
A few moments later.
Boom, boom. Then, remember before I said we're going to use the same harness. And here's why. What do we do with that harness? Where did we put that? Why? Because it fits. Same harness. Same wire. Just different brackets. So now that they're hooked, what we're going to do is reconnect these plugs right here. There we go. Now by doing that, our brackets went down, up. We gotta connect this plug. All right. Now we should get that. There we go. Leave the door open. So we stay down. All right. Time for the steps. All right. So, as you can see, it's getting a little dark out, but it's all right. This is all secured into place. We got the steps already secured. Just kidding. We have to put the bar on, the footstep, I should say, and then we'll put the lights on, and we should be good to go. Let's get some light in here. There we go. So these are, the steps are a little tricky to put on when you're by yourself, so bear with me, and we'll get it done. Just to show you what I mean, is these right here, these actually go into, there's like a little slot in here on both of them. So that's what we're gonna have to do. So I'm gonna put you guys down, and let's see if I can get this on shot for you guys. Try to get into the vicinity of where it's gonna be. Nothing like smacking yourself in the head. Okay. So what I like to do is just get one threaded in by hand, just so you don't smack yourself in the head when you go underneath. You don't have to go crazy tightening it. Just want it so it's not going to smack ourselves in the head. And then you want to go underneath and try to line it. If my big head's in the way, I apologize in advance. I'll bring you guys in here in a second. Just thread these by hand. Now, if you find yourself that you can't seem to get it into the groove in here, come down here. Oh, jeez. Let me adjust this real quick. Ooh, that's blurry. There's a groove right here, and it's supposed to go into the track. Let's see if I could. It's supposed to go into there. So sometimes it doesn't by hand. So what you have to do is you want to open up the door and just step. You hear that click? That's what you want. Okay. Remember not to close the door fully. You don't want it closing up on you. Once that's in place, then what you want to do is now it's time to adjust how far and back to go. And you see right here, this has to go down some. Probably right around there. Step on it again. Okay. Now we'll go underneath and we'll tighten everything up. This definitely helps. That's why I left those brackets loose. Otherwise, this would have been a lot harder to do. Once that's in, I'm going to go ahead, let's see, and tighten up the other bolts. That are up here. Now we're going to go and tighten up those two little 10 mils. Too tight. Perfect. Remember, you still want those spacers to spin freely. Now you want to go ahead and close the door and see if it closes. Perfect. Now we get to do the fun part and do the lights. Did I not bring everything? Let's get you guys in here a little closer to see. Working on these lights right here. Now, just remember, keep in mind that they are hot, meaning they're live. So we plugged everything in to get the motors to go. So, just need a little stripped. A little strip. All right. So now what we want to do is crimp the connectors on. So, do the same on this. If you don't have crimpers, you can use pliers. Pretty much anything that's going to allow you to clamp down. So, where is, this is the one wire, the one light I should say. Comes pre-sliced. Now, before we put this on, I want to match up the bracket. Now I'm going to put it to the same size, or the same spot I have the other side on. Just get our 10 mil off, put our 13 on, because then we're going to tighten up that bracket. So, run this. Take that off. I like to stick this on right now. This way it's not dangling. Now we can move on to crimping the wires. All right. Let's do. Now these crimpers are really nice because they're ratcheting, so they will keep the pressure on. Alright. Now you should see these come on. So it is. Alright. Alright, let's see how we did. And we got light. Alright. We still got to put the caps on the motor. Let me go grab those real quick. This piece is going to go like this. Alright, just going to slide in there like that. I'm going to give you these little push tabs. The front is not so bad. I lied. Front and back are a pain. Back one more so than the front. It's like all the way up here in the back. And if you have big fingers, forget it. It's almost this. What do I have here? Alright. It's a matter of getting your fingers. See? Didn't go in. Get a pair of pliers. Let's get a flathead. Use the flathead part to push it down. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to move on to the rear. Same as the front. Rear wires are over here. Again, they are live. Just keep that in mind. Let's move the light. There we go. I'm hoping you guys could get a good view. I did pick up a new camera. I do have other items that I will be installing on my Jeep. Got a new sponsor on the channel. Excited about that. It makes some decent products. the item they sent me, I've been wanting to try out. Let's get rid of that little strand. And we're good. Alright, let's give it a little test. Alright, and the lights come on. Alright. Do you guys remember when I was talking about this piece? It's going to go up front. And the reason is, you see, although you see the lights working, but the bracket is all the way at the end, and then the other bracket is right here in the middle. And then you have all that room right there in the front. I don't have them on my Jeep, but I figured I'd show you guys how that works and where it goes in. You just grab unnecessary tools. Alright, don't need that. Don't need the 10. Don't need any of those. Alright. Let's move the light. Get some light there. And then, pow-pow. See if how do I get you guys in the shot? Can you guys see? If I point up to here, maybe move this back. Right here. Where do we want to put it? I guess we'll put it like right here. See my finger? That's where we're going to put it. So, do that. Man. I really got to tell my wife to put a lift on this. It's kind of tight. That's gonna go in there. Oh. $13 Then take the other one. So what this is going to do, it's just going to act as a bracket in the front, stabilizer, I should say. Tighten that up. think we're good. Close it up. Looks good. Solid. Alright. Got the motor cap on. Everything is good. Well, there you have it, guys. I could have been done. It doesn't take this long, but being that we're recording, doing a video, see the lights. Everything's good. Now we just gotta do cleanup, and we are good. Get my little tripod going here. So again, next video we're going to be showing a new product from our new sponsor. It's going to be on my Jeep, and before I install that product, I have to put in auxiliary switches in both Jeeps, which I do have the Mopar auxiliary switches that we're going to be installing. So that's what we're going to do. But that's going to wrap it up for tonight with the steps. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, what have you, link it down below in the comments. Again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.